It is about 5:20 in the morning at the moment. It's pitch black outside. We did about 2 hours of sorting things out last night ready for today's session. Some of that admittedly was to try and sort of get my stuff minimalised, if that's what you want to call it, rather than taking too much stuff with me, so it wasn't all just getting prepped for the day. And the weather looks like it's going to be overcast until about 2 o'clock, so hopefully we won't get too wet today. Just going to walk the dog, and then the truck's already loaded up, and then we can get going. I'll keep you updated on how things go. So I'm just out now, and just left my house, and it's actually clear skies. I can see the stars, and it's frosty. So at least it's not raining, although I don't know if that's going to do us much good with the fish. I thought I'd just spend a minute just telling you about what we're going to do today. So we've got our good friend Russell coming along as a non-fishing guest, and because on my day, on my club ticket rather, because I've only been a member since April, I'm not allowed a fishing guest until I've been a member a year. So that means obviously I can't have Russell, unfortunately, as a fishing guest, but he's coming along because he loves fishing, and he is going to bring some of his pike fishing gear, and Lenny is going to try and catch a pike because there apparently is quite a few pike in this particular lake, and he's going to have one rod out for carp fishing, one for trying to catch pike. I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm only going to have one rod out for carp as such. I'm also going to use my quiver tip rod and my new Dyewood Whisker reel, and I'm going to see if I can get a few other fish. If I catch a carp, then that'll be great. I'll be happy to catch anything, as you probably know by now, but it'll be just giving it another approach using a quiver tip and a little bit lighter tackle. I'm going to use a little cage feeder, and just try it like that, just to mix it up compared to rather than a standard carp setup. So that's going to be the setup for today. Right, I'm going to get the dog round the field. It gets dark now, so and I will see you in a bit. I've got my my bank sticks now set up and unhooking that and landing it out. It's an absolutely glorious morning here. It is cold, there's no doubt about it, it's cold, but it's absolutely stunning. If you look round, it's just a steam coming off of the lake, and what my plan to do is on my right hand rod, if I can get round here, I'm going to put it just about here, and I've already got a PVA bag made up for this, and so I was just actually clipping the rod up, and I've taken the rig off that I was using. I've put a loop on there, a figure 8 loop knot, and I use these Avid bag stems, and I'm going to go and put that out there. It is quite weedy here, but because I'm using the PVA bag, I'm hoping that it all stays in one place, and I think it's not too bad compared to what it was like in the summer. So Lenny and Russell are just getting set up for a bit of pike fishing. I'm also then going to just here down in my swim, I'm just going to put just the other side of this little bit of foliage here. Just going to put one in the margin as well with my quiver tip rod and my new Daiwa whisker reel that Russell kindly got me for my birthday. So yeah, that's the plan. Once I'm set up, I'll show you around the swims. I thought I'd show you the PVA bag before I actually put it on. So this is what I've made up. You can see at the top there the the Avid bag stem. I've tucked the corners down on the bottom, lick and stick, tied the top off with some PVA tape. I'm going to probably just try and tighten it down a little bit more before I cast it out, but what is in the bottom here is some crushed boilie, and then just some pellet, just some oily pellet. What I might do is I might try and get some goo in there as well. I might make a little hole in the top and put some goo in there before I cast it out. So that is it. That's what I'm hoping is going to get me a fish. So Russell has kindly set up the pike setup for Lenny. Couple of trebles, float, shot, big swan shots, he said. And Lenny has the mackerel. Here we go.
Where's the rest of the...
Now finally set up and tidied the swim, so now I can have a relax and a cup of tea. I'm going to show you this setup now. So this is my carp rod, PVA bag out to about here, and this is my new Shimano Vengeance quiver tip rod with my brand new Daiwa SS Tournament 2600. Lovely old school reel. I've just used my Delcam alarm as a rod rest, just because I didn't bring anything else with me. And I'm fishing that just through here, just by these lily pads. Glorious morning. Then he's got the pike float out there, which did move at one point, but nothing happening now. All exciting. It's been about an hour since I last filmed, and it actually feels for some reason like it's gotten colder, albeit the sun is coming up. So I'm going to show you around the swim. Russell's chair and pike gear, my quiver tip rod, carp rod, my stuff, unhooking that. We're actually going out in a little peninsula here, and Lenny's rod pod, and got one carp rod out, and the float for the pike is just there. So what I've done, I've been moving every half an hour or so the quiver tip rod around, just trying to find a spot where hopefully you can get a bite. I'm leaving the carp rod where it is at the moment, but I have just put a few, literally 2 pouches of like catapult pouches of boilies out over the top, just try and pull a bit of attraction in. But it was a very, very cold last night, and the sun's just coming up, so I'm hoping that it warms up a little bit and the fish get on the feed. Well guys, it's that time again, Dale's deliberation. What can I take away from the session? Well, I absolutely love that lake that I was fishing. It's one of the lakes that's owned by the club that I'm part of. It's tucked away. It's almost like an estate lake that just no one knows is there. So I love fishing it. They're not the biggest fish in the world in there, but I just love it. And I don't think we did anything particularly wrong on that day. We'd had a really, really sharp frost, and obviously, as any angler knows, that does affect the fishing. Tried different places, tried different baits. It was only when we moved that Lenny had any luck, and he'd moved onto the river, whereas I moved round and a different part of the lake just opposite where Lenny was on the river, but I didn't have any luck. And so yeah, it was good. I hadn't done any pike fishing since I was a kid, when I used to muck around with spinners in the river, and that was good to see that, and it's definitely something in the future that I would like to do some more of. And I know Lenny definitely would. He'd been desperate to catch a pike for a long, long time, years, and so even though it was only sort of 3 or 4 pounds, it was great to see him catch that. It's good that we had Russell on board to jump in with the long forceps and know how to hold the pike properly and everything. So it was a good day session. It was good. It was we had fun, we relaxed. It wasn't particularly hard going, and
hey, every now and then, that's what fishing's all about, I'd say. If you've watched this right to the end, thanks very much for sticking with me. I am going to try and improve on this, as I keep saying. One of the things I need to think about is possibly a new phone, because as I say, everything virtually that I do on here is done with my iPhone. My video of when I went to France had a bit of GoPro on there, but apart from that, everything's done with an iPhone, and my iPhone has seen better days, hence why the sound goes up and down a bit. I'm thinking about trying to get some kind of Bluetooth wireless microphone to see whether that actually works and does me any favours with the volume. But if you stuck with me, thanks very much, appreciate it. Look forward to providing you with some more footage again soon, and tight lines, everyone.